Hi everyone, I'm Zoe. I'm a full-time special education teacher, but I'm also an adult instructor for special education. I wanted to share a brief example of how I use some AI tools to support my instructing. So here's an example of one tool. I haven't used it a lot. It's Magic School. Someone shared this with me recently, and there's a ton of AI options in it. Here, I'm just showing you one, which is a text leveler. So what we can do is add a text that you were using, a newspaper article, something that you're using in perhaps your lesson. You would copy it in the text leveler AI generator, and you would then use the prompt below, as you can see, to ask it whatever you want. So let's say you just want this text to be in point form, you can do that. If you want this text to not include quotes, you can do that. In this case, you can take the same article, and without changing the content, you can make it a grade 3 level. Maybe this would be easier for a student just learning English, and then it would give you an output. Sometimes it doesn't work great. I find that in any AI tool, you're using multiple prompts, constant prompts. You're rereading what it says. The AI there isn't to do your work for you. It's just to help kind of give you more detail. So I tried again. And in this case, I used the prompt to have the AI add quote beside words to help students with comprehension. Specifically, it was comprehension. But because I added and how it sounds, you'll see it didn't really work that well. It's not really what I wanted in the end. But it did give a really, it really did a good job on kind of providing meanings of words, helping, kind of putting quotes beside certain areas to help with the comprehension. So then I did it again and then said, try another one, but this time specifically use the sounds to help, especially familiar sounds for students. This would be good perhaps for the ELL student who is still, who wants to read these and participate and read these articles, but still maybe struggling with the words themselves. So we threw in another one here, and it did a pretty good job with it. So I wanted to use ChatGPT to see how this compares to this other tool that I just shared, and did the same thing, took the article, copied it, and then I put it into the AI, of course, with a prompt. Here, I wanted the AI to take the same text and give it 2 different versions. Before, I just said one version. So I told the AI that it was about a grade 8 level, which it was. And then I asked the AI to give it a grade 5 and a grade 3 level, not changing any content. AI will sometimes change and add things. So you really need to be specific about your instructions. Otherwise, sometimes you get additions that you don't want. So I'm going fast, and you can sometimes you do make mistakes in AI prompts. You're working, you're busy. That's the whole point of this, is to help with your efficiency. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. So if you see that I made mistakes here, that's not a big deal, unless you don't want, nobody sees it. It doesn't show up in the output. This example, the AI did give me 2 different level text, and it did a very good job. So then I added another prompt, and I said, take the grade 5 version, which I like the best. And I wanted it to add brackets beside the harder or more complicated words. I did the same thing and said, and give it the sound beside it. I wanted to see if the ChatGPT would work, but it didn't. You have to do those 2 separate. I wanted sounds that were familiar to the student. The sound patterns they gave me were what you would see in a dictionary, and sometimes I needed something that was more familiar for word patterns they see in our teaching environment. So I did that, and let's see how it comes out. It did a pretty good job, actually. I think that I would use this with ELL. You can see up there where it says temporary. There's other words there that I put in brackets. Just divides, to help kids see how that, just the look of the words. I wanted to extend this activity. It wasn't just, I know I said I was just doing text leveling, but in this case, it just shows the power of AI. I wanted 3 types of assignments. I wanted student interest in there. If we know our students, you can see I just put in brackets, pick student interest. Once the output was there, I wanted to add more that I didn't see. So I said add something where students can use Google Earth and maps. I know I have that student who loves those tools, loves mapping. So there's my Google Earth or Google Mapping activity. Again, I can bring that into geography or other transferable subjects here. Oh, one more. Add an extension where students can use Minecraft Education. So it takes the same text, the same assignments I originally gave, but now it's giving a task where students can use Minecraft Education when they're finished, perhaps as an enrichment activity. It's great. What it gave was awesome enrichment stuff here. If your school board provides that for students, I highly suggest that tool. Then you're wondering about curriculum. Same thing. Now that you're in this entire thread chat, you don't go out of it and add new ones. You take the original prompt, that original text, and now you want it to connect. Of course, you would do this at the beginning. You know what your curriculum is, but maybe you want to have it in writing, or you want to have it as part of your lesson plan, perhaps your TPA, whatever. That's your performance appraisal. But here it's just going to now look for all the elements in this task that leads to the strands or the expectations that you are covering. So that's what's beautiful, because then you can lead it into assessment. And the assessment part is the obviously the most important, whether it's formative, hopefully mostly formative, but you may also be using evaluative assessment strategies. So in this case, I personally like the 1-point rubrics. This will create it for you, and you can of course edit it and add it. I also like the ability for students to go beyond the rubric. Well, that is it. That is a short 8 minutes. As special ed is my area of specialties, both with students in the classroom and teachers. Please feel free to connect anytime. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.